listening to Blue Collar Takes with your hosts, Pat and Ben.
Welcome back, everybody. Patrick, what is happening?
Not much. It's kind of weird doing this 2 days in a row. People are going to begin
I
to talk.
I know, dude. It's like we're back on the team.
Yeah,
What is going
don't
on,
get
man?
excited. I just happen to have vacation while Ben's off.
Yeah, I know, right?
We should have
We're
recorded a bunch of these and just spaced them out
spaced
for
them out. Yeah, we get a month's worth of shows.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh, well, it's cool, right? I mean, at least we're getting to do some stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think we both enjoy it, so it's nice
Yeah,
being off and having that time.
yeah, for sure. So today, I guess, it's New Year's Eve day.
It is.
Again, it's light out, and we're doing a
I know.
podcast.
I know
That's
it's even earlier now. It's 11:30.
I wouldn't go in the other direction. We are back to the beginning.
Pretty soon
Uh,
we're going to be back at 3 in the morning.
yeah, I know, right? Um, so what are we gonna we're gonna do a year in review. Let's talk about some stuff that's happened.
I don't know. Do you think we'll be able to talk about a bunch of stuff?
Huh.
Not a
Yeah,
lot's happened.
it's been it was really slow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, it's oh boy. Yeah. I built I started looking at stuff to see what I could find for a year in
hmm
review. I wanted to see something like Trump's wins and stuff like that to put it out there. And we all know like I've been pretty critical over the last couple episodes, like, do better, you know? Um, and so I went and looked at like what were some of Trump's achievements, and the internet's has anything but Trump achievements.
Well, of course.
You can't, it is all like Orange Man bad all over the place. So you
hmm
actually had to go to I had to go to actual department websites to see what they posted for, hey, this is what we've done this year. And that's where you're getting the true story outside of like independent journalism. So, um, yeah, I'll put together some list of stuff and we'll kind of touch on each one. But, um, I want to see if you remember this.
Yeah.
Can you name a significant event that happened New Year's Day of 2025? Day one of the year.
No.
We
Well,
start, we, s-
so
we, s- Come
I'm
on, you
gonna.
got it.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. I can't think of it.
That's how
What
fast
happened
this
on New
news
Year's
cycle
Day?
moves. Yes. New Year's Day 2025, we had a terrorist attack in New Orleans where that fool who was ISIS
Oh, that's
inspired
right.
drove through the
Wasn't that
crowd.
that
It
was New Year's
was
Day, not New Year's Eve?
it was New Year's. I think it was like late at night, right? Like so
Oh, I
he
suppose. Yeah.
so
Semantics.
mhm, killed 14 people and injured
That's right.
57.
Yeah, that's right. There was another one around that time too, wasn't
It
there?
was right after that. Yep. And think about it. We had him. We had the dude in the truck blow
Oh,
himself
the
up.
truck
We
at
had
Trump Tower.
So we had a lot of weird stuff. We covered that one too, where like, remember
Mm-hmm.
I had the
Mm-hmm.
pictures and like we right away were like, yeah, that wasn't an explosion initiated in the back. That was initiated in the front. A little weird. We called out a lot of stuff
Mm-hmm.
early on. But yeah, New Year's Day, we started off New Year's, January 1
Yeah.
with a terrorist attack, ISIS inspired, killed
That's the one
14.
that FBI, the local agent in charge or whatever,
Hmm.
wouldn't call it ISIS even though it was or terrorism, even though it was an ISIS flag
He
and
had he
like
drove with an ISIS flag.
hmm
Yes. We're
yeah.
not sure if it's terrorism. Oh,
Yeah,
really? Everyone else is.
she got removed
Right.
that
Everyone
that
else
day.
pretty certain that this was yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So we had that. It's crazy because that's like so long ago. It's a thing of the past.
hmm
You don't even remember it. There's so many of these things that
Yeah,
happen.
for
You
sure.
just don't even remember it. Uh yeah, so that I mean if you remember January of last year was a fucking hot mess, man. I mean we had that happened, then we had the Palisades fires where I mean California burnt to the ground.
That was in January?
Yeah. They was it a 16,000 structures burned in
Oh yeah,
The
it was
Palace
they didn't
Pacific
have
Palisades,
water,
and
they didn't have
yeah, remember they redirected the water and pushed the water out of there for their reservoirs, drained their reservoirs for
yeah. They were doing
total
maintenance on
mismanagement.
something
Yeah, total
during the
mismanagement.
during the burn season.
Uh
Didn't they have like
yeah,
70 pieces of fire equipment out of service at that time too?
they had a yeah, remember the fire chief was like
Yeah.
she laid it at Newsom's feet like it wasn't me, it was him.
Yep.
Um, yeah, it was between the mayor, between Newsom, and between the fire chief. It was a battle back and forth about who was more inept.
And
And they were the fire chief was a DEI hire, if you
yeah.
remember,
Yeah.
and she took a lot of heat. And I think she took a lot of heat. Probably not. I mean, in those positions, if you're going to be a DEI hire, you're a yes man anyway. You have no choice.
Correct.
But
She did
she
fight back though
she
and
called
say
him out.
you kept cutting our budget.
She called him out. You cut the budget. You didn't fix our equipment, and you
The
drained the
staffing
reservoirs.
levels,
Mhm.
everything. Yeah, she
Yeah,
did call them out.
and she was no longer the fire chief after she
Correct.
called them out. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she did her part, and that's what I was gonna say. Like,
Good for her for at least sticking up for herself a little bit.
absolutely. So yeah, that was January,
Didn't they I lost it. Oh, wasn't the mayor leaving for like Nigeria or something too during it? For some like
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
For Biden or something for some
Yeah.
like
It was something stupid. She
ceremony,
went over
some
there.
like
Yeah, she went over
crowning
to somebody's.
ceremony or something.
I thought it
A
was like a birthday party or
president
something
or
like that.
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. Some
something
like
stupid.
diplomatic thing
Yeah, your
that she
city's
was
burning to
leaving.
the
Yeah.
ground, and you're
She
taking
left.
off.
And she's like,
And
"Well,
she got hammered.
I have a phone."
She got hammered for
Okay.
it and came back. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, oh, you guys are mad that I'm leaving? Oh shit, I
Yeah.
should probably come back.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then we had obviously January 20th, we had Trump's second term,
Yep.
his inauguration. He takes office, and right away we had the Doge cuts. I mean, Doge started day one. And we
Yeah.
covered that. I mean,
We
the
did.
billions that were exposed in ridiculous fraud for remember the transgender bullfrog studies out of like
Hmm.
Uruguay and all that bullshit
Hmm.
for like $25 million, and the Soros
There's
ties, the USAID, and
there was some
man,
like dancing class in Africa too or something.
yes. Yes, I mean there was just insane shit that was put in there, complete waste of money. And all the federal workers were extremely pissed off that Doge was in there going through their budgets and looking at stuff. Remember, like they tried to say it was classified. I mean, the fighting back that happened, the swamp fought back hard but lost. Ultimately, they lost because the truth was exposed and people started to see the levels of fraud and corruption, and they got rid of USAID. They had to restructure it. They put it on hold. They put everything on hold. I remember the Democrats' big talking point was, "Oh, you're putting Medicaid on hold. You stop Medicare. You stop. People aren't going to get their money, SNAP
Hmm.
benefits, and everything." And that was just complete and
Yeah,
utter horseshit.
there was somebody that was on Social Security that was older than the United States.
Yes, that is the. And remember, we went down the list of
Yeah,
people that were on.
we broke it down like how many people were over 150 years old.
Yeah, it was thousands. It wasn't just a
Yeah, it
couple. It
was
was
a lot.
thousands.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's funny because the last episode we talked about Minnesota's fraud, and we just completely like lost in transition the fraud that we found at the beginning of the year through Doge. I mean, it's just insane. But in this year,
Hmm.
this is the year of exposing fraud, is what it has been so far. So yeah, that was at the end of January, early February was Trump takes office and Doge starts slamming fraudulent USAID funds and exposing waste. Remember, one of the big things we found the Department of the Treasury was issuing checks no matter what,
Yeah,
with
they were
no
just sending them
background
out.
checks. They were told you have to send them out, whether it was a
They didn't.
terrorist organization or not.
Well, not only that, they didn't have to have any receipts or any
No, nothing.
like payer identifier
Nope.
or like any of the codes that they need to have.
Yep. Just send it out. Do not
Hmm.
stop. Uh Again in January and February, we found out about the 300,000 missing uh migrant kids. Remember that? And that blew up fast in a hurry. We covered that in multiple episodes. Kids are off fucking limits. We've said that forever, but
Hmm.
um once the eyes got put on that, that kind of became a huge push within the conservative movement. Where the fuck did all these kids go?
Hmm.
And within that first 2 months, Trump recovered or located 30,000 of those kids, but we haven't heard anything since. So, again, it's like, man, we talk about it and we say it, and then it's just like so much happens that it gets pushed to the side, it gets forgotten. So, bring that back up. We're still missing over 200,000 migrant children. Where the hell are they? Right. So,
It's no, it's still well over 300.
yeah, God,
I
it's
think I saw a
disgusting.
story the other day that I think they found like 50,000 or something, 75 maybe. And they're still
That
looking.
is
They still think there's 300,000 missing.
that is so disgusting. So that has to be. I mean, we should put that back on the radar and just keep pushing that until that's fine. That's so
Hmm.
disgusting that somebody has to take the mantle for that and just drive that one forward. I don't know. Maybe that gets sent to Nick Shirley and said, "Hey, man, like, can you cover this next?"
Yeah.
Ah, then what was that? The midair collision. Remember that? The helicopter and the
Yeah, I
plane.
do remember that. Well,
Was that
yeah,
in the
the,
Potomac
yeah, the U.S. government just admitted fault.
because of the helicopter pilot?
Well, I think it was a lot of the stuff that the protocols hadn't been, because they knew there was a problem, right? Because they've had a lot of near misses there,
Yep.
and they never did anything about it.
So I found out a little bit more on that. I was talking with somebody in my orbit about that specifically, and I found out because they were that flight was a test flight for or a training flight for it was basically like a night flight, night vision optic flight,
Hmm.
and their air traffic or their communications on board on their Black Hawk, they have like a black box just like everybody else does, and the pilot basically said, "Hey, we're at 300 feet." And then the instructor said, "I think we're at 500 feet," which means that her instrument and his instrument weren't in sync. So they didn't know how high up in the air they were. They were supposed to come in. They had received the traffic from the incoming
Hmm.
flight and the control. They didn't know how high up in the air they were because there's instrumentation issues, meaning that somebody didn't calibrate instruments. And
Yeah.
sadly, you're in like a 35, 40-degree view with night vision optics. They didn't see that plane coming and they just flew right into it. So that is on the government one way or the other with that airport and the routes that everything takes, and then the military stuff. Like that's sad, but it's like in our line of work when you have so many things that line up. Eventually this accident's going to happen. You have to stop it when you start seeing one or two. You can't just say, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. We survived that one." You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They should have done something and they didn't. So the midair collision took place right around that same time frame. Trump started his immigration crackdown. He just let Holman go ballistic and go after everybody. And if
Hmm.
you remember, Trump started going after very first, it was Tren de Aragua and MS-13 gang members. Remember the apartment building in Colorado that was taken over and tenants were being kicked out, and
Yep.
Tren de Aragua people were taking over like whole buildings.
Hmm.
Um, Trump went in and put boots to ass in a lot of places, and it's still ongoing. Obviously, we see it's ongoing now, and the amount of people that have been deported. I looked for a physical number, and there are numbers. I'm not going to say them because it's all over the map. Like I mean, you're talking like it's kind of like how many people were killed in Russia on the opening invasion. Like remember that we covered
Yeah.
that, and it was depending on where you look in Google, everybody's got a different number. So I'm not even sure there is an accurate number. So that's got to come from the White House to get
So
an accurate number.
so the last one that I remember, it was like they had deported like 500,000 people,
Hmm.
but there was like 1.5 million that self-deported. So they were over 2
Yes.
million
Yeah.
people leaving. Now that's been a little bit, but I don't know what.
So the numbers that I saw, 53,000 uh 53,000 suspected drug traffickers, cartel members, and criminals. And then it goes into which it says some of them, like they break it down. There's over 11,000 that were accused of murder. There's a bunch of gang members. There was over 3,000 who were accused of multiple murders. So, I mean, they just have these numbers broke down, but it goes on to say as many as 1.6 million have been deported, have been turned back around, or have been self-deported. That's a lot. That's a lot for a first year. It's not enough, but it's a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
So on the DHS website, they have 2.5 million that have been deported.
yeah,
1.9 have left on their own, and 605,000 deportations.
that is so many, so
Well,
many
that's
in a year.
of if like look, we were talking maybe 20 million. That's
Yeah,
10%. That's
yeah,
way more than I thought they were going to get the first year.
that's amazing. That's actually really good. And when you combine that with there's not been very many illegal border crossings since they
Well,
took
yeah,
office.
almost zero.
Almost zero.
Hmm.
And as Trump loves to point out, hey, I guess it didn't take legislation; it just took a new president.
Yep.
That's the truth. Just let them do their job, right? And they
Hmm.
did, and the border crossing stopped. So,
Hmm.
um, crazy what happens when you stop letting people come into the country. How few people actually come into the country.
Yeah.
So
So
that
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 was
was
from December 10th, it looks like.
yeah, the last statistic.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
I mean
I mean, it'll
we're
be up a
above that
little
now.
bit. It'll be up a
Yeah,
little bit, but it's not going to be like substantially more.
drastic. Yeah. So that was March. The mid-air collision and the border crackdown began. April, we had the tariffs. He put the tariffs in on
The
China,
tariffs,
and
yeah,
then
they still haven't ruled on.
yeah, and he went after frickin' everybody with tariffs, and kind of what did he put, like 1.3 trillion back in the economy, or so he said.
Well, I was just looking at that actually. It looks like from like the debt clock they have one for tariffs. Like it includes the tariff stuff. And
Yeah,
that shows tariff revenues at $372 billion. That's $3,000 per person, per taxpayer.
that's something.
Yeah.
It's more than we expected. I shouldn't say more than we expected. More than I believed they could recover or could come back to and get back
Hmm.
with anything, because we've just gone the complete opposite direction and spent so much freaking money that I didn't think anything was going to come back.
Yeah.
But a lot of what he's done are business deals that we're not going to see benefit for in 2025. We'll see the benefits in 28, 29,
Yeah, of
30.
course.
So,
These brought in $18 billion or $1 trillion, 18 trillion in new spending for companies and
right.
stuff coming back. So like that will take at least a couple of years to get set up, to get built and all the plants and everything, and then you'll really see that.
So, I mean, yeah, it is going to be, it's going to take time. It's not going to, the next president is going to see the benefits of what Trump's doing in this one. And he said that from the beginning. And he said that he's not trying to fix it right now. We're not going to get a ton of relief right now, but we're going to get major relief in the long run. And he's running it like a business, which is what it needed to have, which is what needed to be done. Get rid of the bloat, fix all the rot, and then restructure and go from there. And um, I guess that's where we're at. We're pushing that way.
Hmm.
Uh May. Do you remember what happened in May? It was big for you. We got a new pope.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, freaking
that's
pope
right. I
died.
forgot.
We got a new pope.
I
Isn't that
forgot that was
crazy?
that was May. Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
knew it was a new pope, obviously, because like I'm Catholic, like and we go to church and stuff.
Yeah.
So like
It's your thing.
we still talk about it. It's not really my thing. It's kind of a forced thing. Anyway, uh, but I do know that like he's still changing things.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's very much, not much has changed in the mentality from the previous pope to the new pope.
Well, I don't think that's true, but I think that there's a lot of changes that are being made that they have to do first. They gotta get rid of a lot of the cardinals, and a lot of them are aging out of the system, if you will. So like they say Cardinals for life, but like you just see they replace the guy from New York. So I think
You know,
once you get your Cardinals in place, then you can really start
but do you think
changing
he's
things.
going to be less liberal, or do you think he'll be still in that frame of? Because
I
I don't see him being less liberal than the previous.
well, I don't see him being as liberal. I don't know that he changes a lot of the policies that have been changed. However, I don't see him pushing it like the old Pope did.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know
that
what I
would
mean?
be.
Like I
I mean,
think
I
part
just
of
don't
his
know how.
problem is that old Pope put in his people, right? So
That's
like
it. Yeah.
you're gonna have it's just like the
It's
government.
politics. It's
Yes,
politics. I mean,
for
that's all it
sure.
is.
For sure. So I'm not sure, but he doesn't go out there and like have all these speeches and like condemn people all the time about
Yeah.
like the stuff that you've seen from him mostly has just been like what the popes have always done. Like just there needs to be peace, like
Yeah.
against the wars and against the targeting of civilians and stuff like that. Like pretty on
Standard.
point for to
Standard. What
yeah,
you expect out of your
for
pope.
sure. Yep, 100%.
Oh,
But I haven't seen a whole lot of speeches or lectures on like social issues.
let me ask you this: is that enough for the Catholic religion? Because I mean, all religion is kind of sliding further towards acceptance of everything. It seems like not all, but most, right? Like the Catholics were one of the last religions that were the holdout, where they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that." And then the previous pope made it almost like, "Well, we're going to do that too."
Hmm.
So,
I don't.
is it enough for some of the harder edge Catholics to just let it sit, or do they need a reform to go back to like, well, kind of like what Trump's trying to do, like, I don't know, make Catholics great again? Like, is that coming?
I think part of the problem is, and there's been a lot of stuff out about it, um, about the next generation, right? The
Mm,
Gen Z is coming back to church, and so I don't know that you can just flip it, right? But
yeah.
you can do baby steps, and you can just slow it down. Like, hey, just
Yeah.
relax for a
It
second.
is it inevitable that this is coming with these Gen Zs and afterwards with the way they think and how everything changes, right, over
I think
time?
they're even saying Gen Z is more conservative, so than the previous generations, and
Jeez.
that happens. You can see that.
Hmm.
I mean, you
Hmm.
can see that. Like, you can't get any crazier than millennials, and
No.
I'm technically in that group. Although I will
Yeah.
fight that I'm a bubble, and that
We are a bubble. We're not in that
we're
group.
according to some marketing people I know, is such a thing as bubble generation where
Yeah.
you side one way or the other. So like I have friends that are they're fucking millennials. And
Hmm.
I have others that born the same year that they act more like Gen X.
Yeah. Well, that just depends on your parenting of that time
Correct.
frame, I
Well,
think.
I had a bunch of siblings, right? They're all Gen X. Like
Hmm.
it's your environment.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of an interesting thing for me because the Catholic religion, I grew up Catholic, and I obviously have other things that have taken place in my
Yeah.
life
Yeah.
that have made me flee
Yeah.
from the most Catholics. But it's kind of it's interesting for me because it makes me wonder because of how hard edged Catholicism used to be when I was a kid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And to see it kind of go to what the Pope had taken it to, the previous Pope, it just made me wonder: is it going to come back around to being like it was before, or is it just waning like
I don't think it
everything
ever
else?
gets that hard, but I don't think it will ever seem that hard because of what the last three popes have done.
Yeah.
It started with John Paul the second,
Hmm.
and he changed a lot of stuff. He was very into the social aspect of it more than anything else, if you will.
Yeah.
And then they got what was his name? The guy from Germany, or what was his name? Benedict.
Benedict. Yeah.
And then he changed a bunch of stuff, and he was more of a hardline guy.
Hmm.
And then you got Francis.
It's just like politics where it's like
Hmm.
one goes this way and then the
Yeah,
reaction is the
yeah.
other way, and then yeah.
And now you have Leo. So we'll see. American-born Pope.
Is he the
Uh,
he's the first, isn't he?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't think it ever happened, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's amazing, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. They got to do something because they're losing numbers.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what that means for them, but I don't think it'll be a switch. Now we're got those hard stances again.
And, well, what they should do is take some of the trillions and trillions of dollars they have in reserve and do some new marketing.
Hey,
All right.
they don't have that much.
Yeah, they're the
Hmm.
17th richest nation on the planet. They're not a
No,
nation.
they're higher than that, aren't they? I thought they
Yeah,
were
they
like
are.
I think they're like third.
Yeah, they're loaded. They're doing fine, just fine.
I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead.
All right, so we went from May to June, and we had the war in Gaza kick off, and that I mean, have you seen what Gaza looks like right now?
I've seen a rock pile.
There is no Gaza.
No,
It's gone,
it's gone.
bro.
Yeah, no,
Israel wiped it off the
they
map.
leveled it. Yeah,
If you're still living in Gaza, you're living in a cave. You were living
pretty
in rock
much.
piles.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're living in like the basement of your house and you've dug out the debris so you can get in and out.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about that after I've seen what Gaza looks like.
Hmm.
I'm not really sure. Um, you have to remember that Hamas brought this on all of the Palestinian people, and Palestinians themselves are just as guilty because they've allowed it to happen for this long. And Israel, being Israel, the assholes that they are, went in there and just they leveled Gaza. I mean, is like nothing left. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's conspiracy talk about that too, and that kind of I love a good conspiracy, but the conspiracy
Hmm.
talk there is they will rebuild Gaza into a smart city, just like they said they're going to do with Lahaina and everywhere else that burns
I
down. That
mean, we'll see.
yeah, that's not going to happen. You're not going to make a smart city in Gaza. They're going to the same shit's going to happen for the next century over there. So
Hmm.
uh, I disagree with that conspiracy, but that is a conspiracy that they're going to make a smart city in Gaza. The Ukraine war, same thing. It re-intensified in May and June. And we started seeing fucking mass uses of drones uh, at that time period. They switched from being drones that were being operated by radio frequency and started being guided by wire, which is fiber optic. They couldn't be jammed, and it is insane. So that was kind of the big tick off there for June was summer season. It's the start of all war. So all battles renew in those summer seasons for whatever reason. Even though it's not summer seasons over there. Uh, July, National Guard was deployed to Washington D.C., was deployed to Chicago, was deployed in the subways in New York. Like they sent National Guards all over the place,
Yeah,
and that
that's
was
helping
part of
ice.
making. Yeah, that was part of helping ICE and making America safe again. Uh, which is insane that we had to go that far, but we did. And you remember in July, Hulk was like, "No, everyone's safe," and then the lady was set on fire in the subway.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
so I mean, it's a good thing we have somebody that's bold enough to do that. But
Hmm.
July was a busy month because we had a whole lot of headlines taking place with guard troops in cities for Make America Safe Again. The Minnesota lawmakers were shot. One was murdered. One was seriously injured along with his wife. And then we found AI Atlas, the new comet that was coming through, and that's
A
just
comet
been,
or a spaceship?
yeah, depends who you talk to. People are still debating that. So,
Hmm.
um, we had all that hit.
Yeah.
Uh, August was pretty slow. August, the only thing we have in August that they label was the AI arms race from China, where China is basically putting upgraded chips in all of their AI, which allow the AI to determine for themselves what the parameters of their engagements are. That's scary.
Yep.
Uh,
That's
remember
terrifying.
you sent me the videos back then of the AI that was flipping out trying to kill the dude on the stanchion or whatever it was, and I was like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
So that was again a Chinese lab where the AI was like, you are a target. I'm going to fuck you up, and
Yeah. That
that's
was
terrifying.
that was Tesla, right?
Yeah,
That was that. I think it was one of Elon's
I
that
don't
like
know if it was
freaked
I
out
don't,
and like
and it
attacked the
hit the dude.
what like tried to pull out his spine
Yeah,
essentially, right? Like that dug its claws into the guy's back.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that I remember one of the quotes being there was a significant amount of blood.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Elon said there was an injury today at the.
Yeah. Yeah.
No shit.
Somebody got hurt. Yeah,
Uh
they had to use the kill switch.
dude, it's insane. AI is a bad idea in terms of war. Bad idea.
Well, you saw those dogs with the guns on them.
Yep, the
We saw
planes.
the planes. Now the China they just tested that drone, that unmanned drone plane that will launch thousands of drones for a drone swarm. So
Yeah,
the plane
the
itself, the mothership is unmanned.
mothership. That's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking terrifying.
We had the story about the manta ray, the
Yep,
Navy's
the
version of
Navy's
the
version of an underwater drone that kills
underwater
everything.
drone. And then we had the successful test with them being able to mesh satellite communication with the underwater drone.
Yeah,
Hmm.
seamless,
Yeah.
seamless satellite communication. It
Yeah.
can go anywhere in the water on electricity, not be seen, and kill you. Terrifying.
Correct.
Yeah, the AI race, that is just obviously that's the next wave of all weaponry, right? I mean, it's what everybody's going
It
towards.
is. Yeah.
It's horrifying what's going to come out of this, especially with like AI drone and drone usage. Like, oh my God, war will never be the same again. It's just going to be a war of attrition, is what it's going to be.
Hmm.
Um, September, we had Charlie Kirk's assassination. Still a ton of conspiracy out there. I can't get on board with a lot of it, but I do agree that there is something shady. We both agree with that, right? Like
Yeah, I
that
think
guy never
so.
left the frickin' roof with a rifle. A 30-06 round should not bounce off a frickin' cartilage or a bone and stay in a body. It should blow right through.
Well,
We both,
we saw a video of that though of the guy talking about how it looks like it hits his plate and then goes
yes.
up.
Well, we talked about that from the beginning, where it
Hmm.
does look like it hit him in the chest, right?
Yeah.
And it does look like, for me, for guys that have been there who've actually like pulled the trigger and seen wounds like this,
Hmm.
that does not look like an entrance wound. Looks like an exit wound, right? But he couldn't have got shot from behind because there was a freaking screen behind him.
Hmm.
You couldn't shoot through it. You couldn't see him. You'd never know. But all of us who've been on ranges and stuff like this, we know what a tumbling round looks like. We've seen what that shape looks like, and that to me is what looks like his neck wound was a
Yeah.
round that hit him in the chest, tumbled up into his neck, and then bounced around like that, and that's possible.
Hmm.
So we've said that from the beginning. That was like the very first thing we put out
It
there is
was
like, no,
very early on. I
we
remember
we
sitting in that spot and looking at the video.
yeah. And I was like, no, he got hit in the chest and went into his neck rolling. Like, there's no way.
Hmm.
Um, but we've heard nothing to confirm that. It's gone the complete
No.
opposite. Like,
Yeah, it's just been shut
so,
down.
and that doesn't make any sense to me. So
Hmm.
there's, of course, anytime you don't give the information or the information doesn't match what people's eyeballs have seen, like the guy coming off the roof with a 38-inch rifle that seems to bend in half in his jacket. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
When you got to make it make sense, and if you're not making it make sense, conspiracy is going to fill that void, and there is a
Hmm.
void there to be filled. So there is something. People are not wrong. There is something. They're not telling the whole truth. Um, we know that. We watched it. We're not seeing the whole truth. So what is the truth? We still don't know.
Yeah.
Uh, in September again, Trump started lighting up frickin' cartel boats with drones and with Predators, Tomahawk cruise missiles or Tomahawk missiles, not cruise missiles, but Tomahawk missiles, and other missiles, Hellfire missiles. So that was kind of cool. Never saw that coming.
Yeah. That was that was I mean, how many days after that happened? Because it happened after the attack, right?
Yep. Hmm.
It was pretty quick.
It was right, yeah, very quick, and that was the
That was
part of the
the
conspiracy too.
yeah. Yeah.
And also during that time, we had the government shutdown,
That's right. Hmm.
the Democrat shutdown, I should say, not the government shutdown.
Yeah, I mean, you
Uh,
can only vote to shut it down 18 times before it's yours, right?
well, apparently,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
And
like,
then gain nothing.
you can say all you want. It was Trump shutting it down, but you had 18 opportunities to open it, and you did not.
Well, this is how you know that it was you who shut the government down, and it's not Trump's fault.
Hmm.
You gained nothing
Yeah,
and still agreed to what Trump wanted anyway and reopened the government.
right. Yeah, that's like the one that we had in Minnesota. It was like Walls's first year. They shut it down, and then they opened it up with the offer that the Republicans had given them
Right.
before the shutdown, and he blamed it on a staff member saying, "Oh, we misunderstood what they were saying," and that was it. They let him off the hook then. Like,
Of course.
if you had just fucking listened, this guy has no idea what he's doing.
Right.
If you'd just taken that,
So it's the same
it
thing.
maybe
Schumer.
save us $9 billion.
Schumer was listening to his frickin' the counterparts of the Democrat Party with AOC and everyone else. He didn't
Hmm.
listen. They were unwilling to work and do a clean resolution that didn't give illegal immigrants free health care, and they were just refusing because they need some sort of incentive to keep the train of illegals coming to the United States so they have a voting base, and they were pissed off about it and they weren't going to do it and they blamed everything. It didn't work out for them and they lost and got nothing out of it and just shown themselves to be absolutely incompetent morons.
Yeah,
So that happened. That was all in
yeah,
September.
that's fun.
October,
Hmm.
Epstein files were dropped. Not all of them. A lot of it was still frickin' redacted, which
Redacted.
is absolute horseshit. Now I get redacting the faces of victims, cool, but you shouldn't be redacting the names of
There's
frickin'
there's whole pages. You don't have to redact whole pages.
yeah, you're
Uh,
covering down.
yeah. The other thing with that is they now, with that deadline, right? Because they passed the law, said
Hmm.
they had to release it. They got courts to allow them to release some of the grand jury stuff.
I saw that. Yep.
And at the same time, again, the the Southern District of New York
Oh yeah.
decided, oh, we still have 1 million pages that we didn't tell you about the first time, or
We're
the
never
second
gonna,
time when you
or
found
the
out there
third
was
time.
more, or the
Right.
third time when you found out there's even more.
Right.
Like, at what
And
point do you shut down that office and fire everyone?
we're never gonna get all of the
No.
information. They will protect whatever it is they're protecting with him. And we now know, did you see that he was Jeffrey Epstein was running the CIA's public travel?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, that's the latest to come out. So we now have him connected to the CIA. We have him connected to Israel. We know there's a connection. So not good uh, that you let a pedophile help run our Central Intelligence Agency's public travel. So basically, he was flying them around on their airplanes. So you know that he was part of the Iran Contra shit and probably all the other stuff, and that's why they're covering down for him because they don't want it to look like, oh, the American government was involved in fucking pedophilia. But guess what? Here we are. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's all come out. So it doesn't surprise me. Um, so yeah, that was really all that came out in October, besides like that jewel heist in Lavur or whatever, the France thing,
Oh
the
yeah,
heist,
the
the
Louvre.
actual.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, that was crazy. Which they've, yeah, it's they haven't found those jewels yet, right?
No, they got him.
They did get the jewelry back, the crown
Yeah,
jewels.
they got everything back and caught the people.
They did. I don't remember
Yes.
hearing any of that.
Uh, let me. October 19th, four mass thieves stole jewels worth more than 100 million from the Louvre Museum in Paris. The heist shocked everybody. I mean, that was a crazy,
Yeah,
like during a day.
they use a JLG to get up into the window, like at the
Yeah,
craziest time, right when it opened, so that security had no chance of responding.
Yeah. The tiara that belonged to the Empress, whatever her name was later found damaged along the escape route, but the rest of the stolen goods remained at large. 7 people were originally arrested in connection with the theft. And then it says after months of bitter discord, I guess that's where it ends. So I guess maybe you're right. They still haven't got the jewels recovered. I would imagine I thought I heard something they did. So I don't know. Maybe this is
No, and again,
not.
that went away. Like the last article
Of
I
course.
see is November 7th.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see much on it.
And that's just them vowing to restore the one that they damaged and found.
Yeah. Yeah, so who knows? I don't know, but that was a crazy heist. They actually pulled off some actual, I mean, that's Hollywood type shit that they did.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then November we had the shootings at Brown, and then I put Bondi Beach in there as well because
They're
that was,
connected.
yeah, very messed up.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, that and obviously December we really haven't had a whole lot happen. Nothing's happened in December except for
The fraud.
finding more fucking fraud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fraud. It's amazing. Like, yeah, I know that guy killed himself, but um nothing. Like there's nothing else about it now again. It's all just gone.
Yeah.
It's not like there's even like a new thing that's taking up the airwaves. It's not, they're not covering the fraud on the mainstream media. So, you know,
No. Well, and he, but that's to be expected. They're running cover for everything they can. I mean, this is
Mhm.
what do the Democrats have? We've talked about this over and over again, right? Like if your entire agenda is to make Americans pay more in taxes, take more rights away from citizens, tell them more of what they can and can't do, like, and then on the other side, allow all this fraud to happen. Like you have to run cover for, you have no agenda that's worth standing on, right? Like, hey, I got an idea. Let's allow millions and millions of illegal immigrants to come in so we can expand our voter base. We'll give them tons of free shit, which will incentivize them to come here. And we're going to make the rest of you who are here legally pay for it. Oh, all while we're stealing money and getting kickbacks and having our families enrich themselves through startups of NGOs and USAID that we're complaining about you getting rid of. And we're going to do all of these things because we're really the party of the people, right? Oh, don't worry, we're not racist, but we would really appreciate it if we could give more free stuff to the inner city communities, keep their education system broken, overflow the frickin' criminal justice system, complain about the criminal justice system ourselves, all while having this whole dual mode of justice in this nation, where us rich people we don't have to suffer any kinds of ramifications of justice, but all you peons, you're going to go into the system and then come out and go back onto welfare, and we'll keep you stagnant. Don't worry, we're the party of the people, and we're not racist at all. I swear to God. I mean, that's their agenda.
Yeah. Did you
It's
cover in June, the two Minnesota legislatures getting shot?
Yep, we talked about that. The
Sorry,
lawmaker
I don't have
assassination,
a
one
brain.
died, and
Yeah.
so
I'm just trying to go through my list.
um
Yeah. That's
yeah.
pretty much all of it.
And then I guess I well going back to doing a year in review, if you look at uh what Scott Bessent put out, the US Department of Treasury, what they did, uh HR1, the economic growth bill was passed,
Hmm.
one big beautiful bill. Uh the IRS IT budget savings, they did that, 2 billion in savings at the IRS. The National Security Act, which is the sanctions that they put on Iran and other entities with Iran, including Venezuela. The Genius Act, which was the stablecoin framework, all that crap,
Yeah.
and more of the AI stuff. The Making America Prosperous Again Acts, that was tax reform. Um, and leading the way with that digital asset leadership stuff. Again, more AI and banking and things like that. Making Treasury efficient again. That's the IRS modernization, the cost savings and cutting, and then the deregulation. Making America safe again. Again, that was the whole fight against the cartels, seizing bank accounts, using the pressure of sanctions on Iran and Venezuela and everything else. And then again, going after fraud. They went after fraud with I can't even remember what it was, but it was with oh, what was it? It was the timeshare fraud. I can't remember where the hell remember the
I don't
cartels.
remember this
Yeah,
at all.
cartels are going after senior citizens with timeshares, and the timeshares never existed, but they would like get them to buy into the timeshare and like send all this stuff, and then once people are in something and they get proof that they're in, like a postcard,
Hmm.
then it doesn't seem like fraud. It's just like, oh, I got duped into buying a timeshare, but it was complete fraud, so they went after it. Um, and then they went after the Southeast Asia scam centers. Remember those?
Yeah,
Uh, their release they put out was in close coordination with international partners and federal law enforcement, including OFAC sanctions against the Prince Group of the FINCEN, against the Huani Group and Huani Network. That was in Southeast Asia. It was basically the mix of Middle Eastern entities and Asian entities that were um, using the same kind of tactics, going after old people. That's the go buy me gift cards, that kind of thing, or go get me gift cards. That's how we're going to solve your issues.
hmm.
So I mean, they went after a lot of that fraud stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's still a bunch out there, but that's fraud on a global level targeted at old people.
Hmm.
We've done. They're just now cracking down on fraud here at home, going after you know federal programs. And then they did the Making America Respected again. So that was out of the Treasury. The Treasury's, I will say they got a long ways to go, but they had a hell of a turnaround in 25. And if they continue doing those kinds of things throughout the remainder of Trump's uh, administration, then we'll be much better off for what they're doing. But they got a ways to go. Switching over to the Department of War. So Pete Hegseth, um, their big four that they post was they restored the Warriors ethos, and the Warriors ethos is kind of a big deal. They took that down under the Biden admin, and really they feminized or castrated uh, the military. What the Warriors ethos is it puts like fight first, destroy your enemy. Like the language
Hmm.
in it is just um,
Strong.
designed. Yeah, the Warriors ethos, the mentality behind it is just it's designed to brainwash your, or not brainwash, condition your military to kill. That's what we're there for. We're not there to be friends with our enemies. We're there to kill our enemies. That's what your military's for. Biden completely feminized, castrated it, got rid of it because it was too violent. And that was all along the same time frame that he was putting all those trans generals and, whatever, admirals in power. And he, yeah, you saw the outcome of that. We got weak and should not have. Which leads me to the second bullet on this thing. They rebuilt the military. They put new tanks in. They rebuilt planes. Got new fighter planes put up in the air or built and made and deployed around the world. Um, they had to pour a lot of money into the rebuild. Remember, right off the bat, when Trump passed, it was like $1 trillion for the military. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, see, he's spending stuff." Well, yeah, but we have to have in this country a military that is stronger than everyone else.
Hmm.
We have to.
Hmm.
And Biden did a real good job, just like Obama did, of decimating our military. There was a figure that I saw here that under Biden, we only had 37 working Abrams tanks, um,
It's
like
crazy.
deployable Abrams tanks out of the several hundred that we're supposed to have.
Hmm.
And that's just because they're not putting any time or money into fixing the problems that they're not getting the resources. So that's fucking ridiculous. We can't have that. The only thing that keeps us from talking Chinese is a badass military that's willing to fight. So they rebuilt the military. Then he puts on the next bullet point, reestablishing deterrence. That's huge because the best defense is having a great offense, and that's what deterrence is. Uh, we'll come kick your ass on your soil. Don't even think about coming to ours.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last bulletin is families and communities. One of the things I really do like about what Hegseth has done is he upped what soldiers and their families can do in the military as terms of like they find jobs for your spouse. Daycare costs and school costs are obviously free on post and everything else for you. Um, and they went through base housing and restructured and put more of it and allowed for more of it. And they added in off post housing as the part of that as well. So that's really cool that they did that. Because it's hard enough to fight, in any war, but when you have to worry about your family and your wife is saying, like, listen, I'm struggling back here, it's 10 times harder. So
Yeah.
kind of cool. He brought back meritocracy in the military. That was
Mm-hmm.
huge.
That's
So
big.
now it's merit based everything. You're not getting promoted because you're trans or because you put on a leather ball gag and think it's fucking something cool and dress up like a dog. Uh, that's really good. His recruitment and reenlistment numbers skyrocketed. And that just goes to show you when you have a commander in chief in office who appreciates the military, it's
Mm-hmm.
more than just saying he appreciates the military. He does stuff to actually get you the equipment you need, the training you need. He frees up a lot more possibilities for going to different schools for you because that's all budgeted, and you get to actually go to some schools that are pretty cool. Like for us, so like either Ranger School, Sniper School, Sapper School, Air Assault, Airborne, Pathfinder, Sapper. Like you get to go to all these cool schools and go do shit, learn how to blow shit up, and do some cool shit. That wasn't happening under Biden. It was very one dimensional. He opened all those back up, and when you do that kind of thing, people start to see it. They're like, "Oh, cool! I can go to this now, and I can go to this." And so the enlistment really started to come back up. This one hits home. My buddy Mac, good guy. Uh, COVID-19 reinstatement. They were freaking taken out,
Oh yeah.
kicked out for not getting the shot. He brought all those guys back with back pay. So they all got to go back into the military, and soon they'll be ready to retire because he's been there since I was with him, and that's damn near 20 years for him. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's cool that they got to come back and they got the rank they should have been promoted to and back pay and brought
Yeah,
back in. Remember
that's
Biden?
awesome that they
Yeah,
brought them back in rank and
absolutely.
pay. Yeah.
Yep. Biden kicked him out for not wanting to get the COVID vaccine. And for a lot of the guys in the military who take care of their bodies, they were just not willing to put something into their body that was completely experimental. And they said no. And so kicked him out. The last thing that Hegseth did that I will talk about is remember Biden changed the names of all the frickin' places that had Southern names or, you know, like my home in the military, which is Fort Bragg. He
Yeah.
changed it. I don't even remember what he changed it to. Um,
Yeah,
but
I don't remember.
they changed it back to Fort Bragg. It was always Fort
But
Bragg for
after
any of us.
somebody else.
Hmm.
It was after a different Bragg. A
Yeah,
brilliant move. It's Fort Bragg, but no, you can't be upset because this is somebody else named Bragg.
right. Um, so they turned it back to Fort Bragg, and that's right. They said, "Oh no, it's not named after him. It's named
Right.
after somebody
Not
else."
after the Confederate person.
Right. So I mean, they did, and they did that to every military base. They all got
Yeah.
renamed what they were because that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah. Um, Hegseth was part of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. That was part of what helped veterans. Drone dominance. They put more money in stock into drones, learning off of what happened in Ukraine, obviously. And
Yeah.
um, now our military has one of the biggest drone fleets, and they actually created an MOS for drone attack and for drone defense. So That's insane. That wasn't
Hmm.
obviously not available while I was there, but you need it. Um, they started a defense industrial base program, which basically it's military readiness. It's equipping forces with the right weapons and tools and stuff, and
Hmm.
making sure that our guys are up to snuff and that we have guys that can basically provide logistics and supply support. So between the modernization, the AI strategies, Trump building the Golden Dome. I don't know.
Yeah, the
Did we even
Golden
talk
Dome.
about that?
I
Golden Dome
think
was
we
a
talked
huge
about
one.
it a little bit when we talked about the big beautiful bill.
So I mean, all of these things were stuff that Hegseth with Trump has done, and the Golden Dome is huge for us because not
Hmm.
only does it help stop drones, but it's going to stop kind of like Israel. Israel has the Iron Dome. The Golden Dome is just our version of it, but probably on steroids. Much better, I'm sure.
I would imagine
Um, so yeah, I mean it's
it's part of the reason they want Greenland.
oh for sure. Yep. Uh, the amount of stuff that Hegseth had his hands in that people don't understand, like the reestablishing deterrence stuff, like we obviously saw that and he got shit on all for that and everything else. But the rebuilds he's doing and all the other stuff that goes along with border security. We have
Hmm.
troops that are helping on the border. They're putting up concertina wire. They're putting up new areas of wall themselves because remember Trump wanted to continue building the wall, so the military did it under national defense.
Yep.
Um, they're supporting safety in the cities. We talked about that. Operation Southern Spear, that's what's going on right now over the waters. It's joint task force with narco terrorism. So we're carrying out strikes and stuff like that. So um, they're building everywhere, and
Hmm.
that's pretty sweet. And then of course we didn't talk about Midnight Hammer. Iran found out firsthand that you don't fuck with the United States and our stealth capability. Remember, we were doing a podcast and we watched those tankers take off during that podcast.
Hmm.
And we're like, something's going on. All these tankers have just taken off. They don't take off. And then we kind of talked about we wanted to know what planes would refuel in the air. And we talked about our stealth capabilities. And then we're like, it's just a drill. They put out that, it's just a in flight, whatever.
Yeah, they
But
sent well, so they sent they did it during a scheduled training
yep,
exercise,
yep,
and
they broke off.
they sent some west that they thought those were the ones that were going to attack Iran, and they were like a day or two behind.
Yep.
And
They
then
broke
they
off from
sent
the drill
yeah,
and actually hit it.
yeah, they sent the ones they just tailed them, so everybody thought it was with the drill, and then they broke off and destroyed Iran's nuclear
Nuclear.
capability
Yep. Yep.
before they
So
even knew what was going on.
we saw it. We called it because we watched those tankers leave out of Maine,
There was a
and
lot of
we're
them.
like,
It was
oh,
all over the place.
yeah, and we're like, what's going on? And then, we were kind of theorizing that they were going somewhere in the Middle East, and we kind of talked about it off air, like,
Hmm.
are they hitting Iran? Are they going where? And sure shit, that happened. So we kind of
Yeah,
called that one.
it was just the sheer number that we were like,
Yep,
that's way too many for a drill.
right. That's wartime stuff.
Yeah.
And then there was Operation Rough Rider. That was the one where we went and just decimated the Houthi attacks. Remember, they're like
Oh
the
yeah.
Houthis were firing missiles at naval vessels and doing all sorts of stuff. We just went over there and in one night just absolutely. There's no more firing missiles at naval vessels. They'll just put it that way. They rearranged the attitudes. There was an adjustment of attitude for Houthi forces um, through airstrikes. But
Yeah.
pretty cool to see what they have done, and they have done a lot in 1 year with our military, which is really nice to see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see them at least backing up, saying, a lot of people have talked about it, right? They talk about it every time on they're on the campaign that they're going to help, military members and it's going to be a focus, but to actually do it is it's about time.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing
Getting
harder.
those bases fixed and the living
Yes.
conditions better and I
Hmm.
mean everything. It's not just the warrior ethos that was important, but the living standards and everything else.
Yep. Yep, and that went to the base community things and all the other stuff. It's
The
if you're
1776 bonus.
hmm if you remember under Biden, uh, there was a aircraft carrier that had oil and fuel in its water supply, and the soldiers or the airmen, the Navy, not soldiers, but the Navy and the Marines, were drinking tainted water and were getting sick.
I don't remember that.
And Biden did nothing with it. It was a
Yeah.
big deal, yeah, a really big deal. They eventually dry docked the ship and found the issue and fixed it, but there was no compensation. There was none of that. And one of the
Mhm.
things that Hegseth did is he came in and there was compensation for it, saying, "Hey, listen, we understand. You know, you have medical issues that stem from this. We're going to take care of you. That should never have happened."
Yeah.
And those kinds of things go a long freaking way. Like
Hmm.
when and I saw it a little bit towards the tail end of my time in the military where people just didn't care, and I was like, oh, that's fucking trash. We're the ones over here doing all the hard work. You guys are just making the fucking rules. So, um, yeah, kind of cool. Hegseth, I think he's gotten a lot of shit um for
I think some
the
of
way
it's
he did things.
a little earned.
Absolutely, he's very pragmatic.
The makeup room, the like right away. But I listen, I think it's funny. I don't really care about it. If he started sending out videos, like it feels like whether or not it's true or not, there's at least more transparency. Whether they're being completely transparent is another thing, but a lot of that's national security stuff. So you're
Right.
not going to be, right? But
Well, we're
just
never
like
gonna
his
know
videos,
personal
like
stuff,
his own videos from his desk, like I think
right?
that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there are things that probably there's a lot of things that he's done wrong too. You got to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good.
Well,
You
I
have to
mean,
be honest both ways.
it's not like he was groomed for this position, right? Then
No,
that was the whole point.
that is the point. You don't want a politician in these positions. You
There's
want
gonna
somebody who actually cares.
Yeah, there's gonna be some learning issues.
And the people who are like, "Oh, he has no experience for this. He has no idea." It's bullshit. He was in the military. You could take any enlisted military member who's made it into the leadership ranks, and they will probably be able to run your military better than your brass because your brass, typically, to my experience, and most military guys like me, will agree for the large part. They're like Dan Crenshaw. They're metal seekers.
Hmm.
Crenshaw was an admiral or was a lieutenant admiral or whatever in the military or whatever it was, basically like
Not sure.
a major.
Hmm.
Um, and he's a metal seeker. He's full of shit, and he's still full of shit. And they don't like to be called out.
Hmm.
And that's what career military brass is. They are yes men that are put in a yes man position. And the ones that are leaders, they break the glass when it comes time for war and they put them on the front lines and they let them do their things and they get to go down in the history books. And then as soon as the war is done, they retire them and get rid of them because they don't want to put up with their bullshit because they're going to tell you straight to your face that you're a fucking idiot and this needs to be changed. And they don't like that. Politicians don't like to
Yeah.
be wrong. They like to be right. So that's what it is. That's what they do. And Hegseth did great in those regards because
Hmm.
he knows what the lower enlisted like and need, and he understands it.
Yeah.
Lower enlisted are the guys that are fighting your wars and getting your job done. The upper enlisted are the guys that like to take the credit for it. So it kind of reversed, and that's why there was a hell of a lot of pushback on Hegseth in the
Hmm.
beginning. But
Hmm.
we did also have the whole like, he accidentally sent messages of classified
The
information
signal stuff.
and all that
Yeah.
crap, and that just comes with inexperience and complacency, I guess. Um,
Right.
but
It was
again,
his one of his deputies that added the journalist or whatever.
yeah. And again, like if that's the worst thing that happens and we have no injuries and nothing comes of it, but they just do some boneheaded stuff,
Hmm.
it's still not like Hillary Clinton's server getting all of SEAL Team 6 fucking killed in a helicopter,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, you have to put things in context um and just go from there. So I don't know, like it is what it is. But there is some good, there is some bad, but um crazy. It was a crazy year in terms of what actually happened in this country, and it's a crazy
Yeah.
year in terms of what Trump has accomplished in this
Mm-hmm.
country. So
Mm-hmm.
now you got a list of stuff. Let's hear your list. I'm
Yeah,
done with
well,
mine.
we'll go through it pretty quick. There's not a whole lot. I just have the court cases. Um, sorry, I was on X and there's something about the civil rights, DOJ civil rights due. Anyway, there was the court case that there was a significant ruling on the LGBTQ plus educational policies requiring opt-outs for parents. See some of the administrative option stuff that happened, like the being able to remove the CPSC members. Um, the there was a case on that the Trump administration won a significant win for Trump administration regarding race and immigration raids. Uh, then there's all the stuff with the Venezuelan nationals getting deported, and the I can't remember that guy's name, but the Maryland dad.
Mara Brago.
Yeah,
You know
all
he's
that stuff.
back.
Yeah, well, he's back and he's out
Yeah.
because they're saying that they only filed charges against him because they've fucked up the deportation paperwork, which is
Yep.
bullshit. Like if he committed, yes, you're not going to charge him if you're deporting him. What are you
Right.
doing?
Uh, yeah. A child trafficker and a
Domestic
domestic
violence, right?
abuser. Yeah, domestic violence. Let him right back out because that's what we do.
Yep. And then Trump won for the self-identifying gender on passports. Let's see. I mean, there was a ton of them. There was a ton of emergency ones. A lot of the guard being called out. You know,
Hmm.
they let the guard stay in California. They hasn't gone to the Supreme Court yet, but no, it did. The Supreme Court said they couldn't use the guard in Chicago, but they essentially said you can use the military.
Right. So
uh,
once you
okay,
federalize the guard, that
yeah,
is the military.
yeah,
Um, and but you'd have to do that in a time of war, which is that's what I don't know, man. Like
They said they could use active duty people to secure federal buildings and law enforcement. Like that, it was
yeah,
in
which
the Supreme Court's opinion, which is
we've done this in the
ridiculous.
past, and
Yeah,
this is what I don't understand. So during Hurricane Katrina, we went into New Orleans.
yeah,
Um, we had a lot of stuff going on in New Orleans. There was a lot of, there was actually in this, I don't know if people know this or remember this or not, but there was actually New Orleans police that were killing gang members, like hunting them down and killing them.
mm-hmm.
And it was crazy. It was lawless. And so they sent us in. We went in. We were active duty, and we were carrying weapons around and doing our thing. And I guess in that it was a or a natural disaster, and it was on a national level that they had no choice. They had to send people in. But for federal buildings, I don't know. I don't like, and the National Guard is better suited for these types of situations because they train for it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Uh, the military is a broadsword. If you put an active duty soldier on the ground and he gets shot at, and it's a carload of 7 people, he's
the,
going to kill all seven
all
people.
seven are done.
Yes, and that's kind of what happens. That's why we haven't seen it where you're probably not going to see active duty soldiers guarding federal buildings because you're training them to kill. You turn them into killers. They're there to kill during a time of war. Um, and your National Guardsmen are there's some that are similar. They're going through some of that basic training,
Mm-hmm.
right? But they're not day in and day out learning to kill. And yeah, I don't know. I I get it, and it has to be done in Chicago. I mean, it's been a war zone in Chicago. There's more deaths in Chicago over the last 30 years than there was in all of the war in terror.
Yeah.
The last, more, I think it was 10 years in all of the war on terror. So I mean, that's ridiculous. So it has to be done, but again, these liberal states, they don't want it. And anybody who pushes for it, you're going to be outcast. You're what are they? A fascist. You're just part of a dictatorial regime. I mean, it's all a bunch of bullshit. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I want the guard out there doing this or if I want act. I definitely don't want active duty. It's better suited for the guard, but I don't even know if I want them there doing it, to be honest.
Mhm.
But it is what it is. What else you got?
Well, the next ones are just a lot. So a lot of court cases this year were emergency ones, right? Federal
Mhm.
judges
Injunctions and shit. Yeah.
way overstepping on injunctions.
Yep.
But the ones that are still yet to be determined are the transgender athletes. That case that
That's a
addresses
big
the
one.
Title IX Equal Protection Clause.
I don't even see
Um,
how that. Yeah, how have we not? Okay, yep. Go ahead.
yep, they haven't released it yet. There's one for examine sovereign immunity for state transit agencies. There's one for concerns carrying handguns in public on private property.
Yeah.
Uh, and then obviously the tariffs one that hasn't come out yet.
Yep. Yep.
And then I believe there's still some. This doesn't have it listed, but I think there's still some on like the boards and stuff like that on what he can and can't do. Wasn't there one with the Fed? If he can remove the Fed
Yeah.
because he's trying to remove
Yeah.
that one lady.
Well, he wants to be able to take people out and put his own people in,
Yeah. Yep.
and he should be able to.
Yep.
But the Fed is completely different than it's like a private entity on its own,
Mm-hmm.
which sucks. He can appoint somebody to oversee, but he can't appoint anybody to in those positions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe they still haven't the transgender athlete one is should not be a
No.
it should not take this long.
Mm-hmm.
That's simple. Yeah, that's I don't know how that's even a thing. I don't know. One
Let's see if I can get a better list here.
of the things we talked about was
Oh,
just a
the
level of
birthright.
crazy.
How do we forget this? Birthright citizenship. That one's
Oh yeah, yeah,
still
yeah.
that's still supposed to be decided.
Okay, so
Uh,
here's how do you feel about the birthright citizenship? So ugh, I don't know.
well, so just with my background with customs and border protection. In training, we were literally they would tell us like, "Hey, listen, if you're going to an airport, you're going to see people coming in pregnant that are coming here and they're going to stay here until they have the kids so they get US citizenship." Should that be allowed?
No,
No. It's not allowed anywhere
no,
else. You're not
no, it's not.
automatically given citizenship anywhere else. So the
I don't understand that.
part of the problem is so we were always told like refuse them. You refuse them entry, the airlines has to pay to get them back. You don't let them come in, but you get these people that come in and the example was that there was one family that three of their kids, mom was pregnant again and the three kids all had US passports.
It's insane. I mean, I I don't know how I feel because I'm sure there are a lot of people who have really good friends that are citizens whose parents are illegal and their friends were born here and speak English, are probably multilingual, duolingual,
Mm-hmm.
speak two languages or whatever. And I'm sure because I have some friends like that. I'm sure there's plenty of us who do, and it's got to be a hot topic because it's been it's been this way all our lives.
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, should it have been? Like, I don't know. But if you can get to the United States and get here and you're born here,
Yep.
you're a citizen. You've
Automatic.
been born in the freest nation on the planet, so you're an automatic citizen.
Which is
Um,
not what that law was written for. It was
no, I
written
don't think it was
for,
either.
it was written because of the slaves.
Yes,
Once they became free, they were
they were
citizens.
citizens.
Yeah.
Correct. Um, but it's just kind of messed up, man. I don't know. It's just another way to, again, rig the system so you can get here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did the whole, well, we don't want to separate families, right? But now you might have a 14-year-old kid who's an American citizen and mom and dad who've been here for 14 years that are illegal. Their mom and dad are getting scooped up, and what happens to the 14-year-old kid? They're going with mom and dad, right?
Yep.
And so
Yep.
now you're deporting, and what you're seeing the narrative is now you're deporting American citizens. No, I'm not. But if this kid wants to stay with his mom, who's not an American citizen,
Mm-hmm.
he's got to go with.
Yeah,
Keeping families together.
you're not deporting that one. You are keeping the family together. You are not separating the child.
Right.
So that it's, I mean, I don't know what you do. I don't know what you would do, but if the choice is up to, I guess if they're old enough or close
Yeah.
to, I don't know. I don't know. You let them pick. I mean, if they've got family, they can obviously stay here with family. That, whatever. But then that's your choice whether you're breaking up the family or not.
Right. And that's what Holman said. Holman said, well, it's either I break up a family and you'll say things to me that way, or I keep the family together and I'm deporting a U.S. citizen.
Correct.
So we let the parents decide, is what he's been saying.
Yeah. Yeah. If they've got relatives here,
right,
then they can stay. So, all right. So then, real quick, transgender care, a gender affirming care case for minors. That's still out there. And then a bunch of the election law cases that'll be coming up.
Yeah, they're still out there.
Mm-hmm. So you'll have a
did
lawsuit against California for what they just did.
Yep.
I believe the one in Texas was already thrown out because they went through the process that was in the Constitution, whereas in California there was a commission that was supposed to do it, and they passed a law that says they don't need to use that commission anymore or whatever.
Crazy. I did. Yeah. Did you just see that they found ballots from 2020? A bunch of missing ballots.
No, but I have seen that Georgia said that they had counted like 318,000 ballots that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And
Just
yeah, I mean,
still,
you're still getting stuff dropping out of that. This is what people were talking about, and you called everybody crazy.
right. But yeah, we're the crazy ones.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So I think we should probably wrap it up
All right.
if we got enough time.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Well,
check us out on our website, bluecollartakes.com, all the social media channels.
Yeah. Year in review. It's been crazy, but appreciate you guys sticking along with us. I mean, we've struggled to get a bunch of these done, but we're trying, man. So keep with us, and we appreciate you. So thanks for following, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Thanks for listening to Blue Collar Takes. Oh, and fuck YouTube.